Hello. How are you? I'm okay. Yes, it is the weekend. Halloween is behind us now. But Screamaday goes on. Gonna keep going till I don't feel like going any further. I will say that I am going to bring Publica back into the rotation, as per usual. So Sunday Gunday will return. I go until I don't. Whoops. That's what I wanted to do. Dropped everything. No, I dropped my baby. I know. It's safe though. It's fine. Everything's fine. I feel like telling you all the secrets now that we have reached this point. It is November. Well, we've reached the point where I feel like I should tell you. No. Suck. I suck. Me. I am the one who sucks. You know, like Breaking Bad. Anyway. I will preface this by saying that I did not have time to do the things I wanted to do. As expected. As is normal. The full sort of backstory of this thing is that I didn't really have a game plan before Screamaday, and I've been quite busy, blah, blah, blah. And Craig is the one who had the idea for this in the first place. And basically, it lives in Stream Elements. It's a sort of it's a Stream Elements widget, which gives it access to chat, so that's it's able to get the chat input. And I mean, I think I already said all this stuff, but basically, I got inspired by the idea and I kind of ran with it. So what Craig had initially put together was... Shit, I'm trying to remember, like, what state it was in. Like, what did it have? He had the timer. I think it auto-switched between different views. News. Damn. I like that. That's something about that. That was good. whatever the case, what Craig had inspired me. So I did have that period of time off. I had that week off, and I just ran with the idea. So I just went crazy with it. I restructured and rewrote pretty much everything. I essentially made like a rudimentary game loop. Oh, it didn't auto switch at that time? It was only based on keyboard? Hmm. um, Anywho, much of it came together in a very short period of time. And there have actually been very few things that have been developed after SCREAMADAY started. But essentially, it is... It's just a sort of clock. The whole thing is a clock that runs and has like the auto switching, which you guys learned, and it has it has its own data structure stuff. This is a perfect point for me to let me do something here for you. Da, 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 da. Can I do this? Secrets. Yes. This is my little debug doodly doo. So remember, this is all just vanilla JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna explain that. So you can probably learn a lot of stuff just by looking at what I have debug for, right? The auto scene change has a few states to it. So like if you don't do anything, it will change scenes. I think there's some debug overrides that are active with this, so it's not going to behave exactly correctly. I can actually, let me tweak Areno that. So it will behave normally just with debug on. I can also, I even wrote something for it to play itself. So it does do that. I wonder if I comment that out, if everything still works okay or not. Let's see. No, that breaks it. Hold on. I have to write new code to make the debug behave the way I want it to. Just a minute, please. This is all one file that is 2,400 lines, so it's a little... it's a little annoying to find things. What is happening? There we go. That worked. And then... yeah, really speedrunning. Oh, right. That's because the spawn time is super low when debug is on. Right. So it just do be shitting them out. So, essentially, you guys have seen it all. And this probably answers some questions for you, too, because I think there were some assumptions that... Yeah. I mean, there's a shit ton. There's a shit ton of anomalies. You can see all the parameters right there where, yeah, like fixes to win is set to 35. And you can see how many anomalies are currently active. I did test that it was possible. One thing that you guys fell into was this assumption that you were getting killed by anomalies you couldn't get to, but basement only has 2 anomalies. Just 2. And the health, so this isn't your normal health. Normally you have 1,000 health. So every anomaly counts for 1, and it's additive. So the more anomalies that are active, that's how much health you lose every second. So if there's 12 active, you're losing 12 health per second. Yes, so the wall has 0 anomalies. The door is a special entity. And so the trouble is that I have not had time, and I don't presume that I will ever have time to actually execute my idea. And I kind of felt bad for just letting you guys agonize on that for so long. I thought, like, well, I'm going to implement it. But then that didn't seem like it was ever going to occur. Yeah. Thank you, Seb. God, yeah. If I had time to fully execute... I wrote the whole thing out, but basically... my intention was that you would have an inventory, and you would have to assemble a key. You'd be able to use the key to open the door, and then the door would actually change the game essentially into a sort of more of an adventure type of thing. Like you're unraveling what's going on behind all of this. So I had ideas for puzzles, burying hints inside of the existing scenes, inventory, assembly stuff. Yeah, that's owl eyes. That's some owl eyes. I thought that one was pretty good. It was pretty difficult to see. What was cool with the zoom feature here was that I wanted to change the text on this sign. Because if you zoom back out, so if we zoom one, the sign is not really readable. Well, actually, it is kind of in this case. But I could have made it like a bit less readable, and you would have had to zoom in to actually read the clue, which I think would have been cool, right? It's a cool aspect of the zoom feature. I was really, really, really disappointed when I fully implemented a nice, smooth, good-looking zoom feature, and then I come to find out that it just doesn't work in OBS because they're using Chrome from 3 fucking years ago. And it's further killing me that all through SCREAMADAY, they've been in beta with the new CEF, the new Chrome, where it would work, but I haven't been able to use the beta because it breaks my camera capture. So, and then I raised that as an issue in the beta, and I basically got told, like, it's something someone already knows, and we don't care. So, yeah, the perfect storm of, like, come on. It's right there. I can touch it. So, yeah, you guys you figured out most things. Most of what happened to you throughout this that was interesting was that I mean, it was really educational. Like, you know how people get on my case and shit when you're watching me unravel things in games, and then you guys, it felt like you were going out of your way to make me feel better about it, because there's something with stuff like this that causes you to sort of generate incorrect assumptions, and then you really get into those assumptions. It's not because you're dumb. I think it's just a sort of natural thing when you don't know the parameters, you know? When it's totally, from your perspective, completely open-ended, it's hard to narrow it down. You're fucking not dumb. You guys had a lot of smart moments, like as a group. There were things that you figured out much more quickly than I expected. What were you dumbest about? The goddamn wall. Man, that irritated me. Oh, that irritated me for so long. Where you guys saw it. You were even in the midst of doing the experiment of letting the game auto-switch. Now I'm talking about the initial discovery. Listen to what I'm telling you. I actually pushed you guys in the direction of figuring it out, because you stopped experimenting, and you wouldn't let the game auto switch. That happened for like a week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever. I sort of nudged you guys in that direction. Then you finally started experimenting. And then it happened, that moment when I then switched over to the game I was going to play. And I thought that would just be, I thought you guys would understand that you did it. But then I did a funny joke on you by switching away from it immediately. So I let you see it, and then I switched to the game. But instead what happened was, you guys invented like a conspiracy theory that I that I manually triggered it out of nothing. Out of nowhere, you guys just did that. You had no reason to think that. And then you never tried again. I had to nudge you again to get you there. It was not day 3. No, it was not until like the second or third week that occurred. So, Nick, thank you for the biddies. And Grim, thank you for the raid. Well, I don't know. You definitely went through a period of time where you were convinced that the wall was a conspiracy. So, I don't know. That one was just, it was so weird to me because I didn't think you would end up convincing yourselves that I had done something. Because it just totally happened naturally in the game. Like you guys were letting it auto switch to the wall. I pulled a little jokey joke on you. And then COVID isn't real. Yes, so the door is the only thing on the wall. And you figured that out pretty quick. I think it was you, Beer. Like, Beer, you were kind of like the savant of the game because there were so many. I think you were responsible for like 3 critical finds that had been a struggle for a long period. Like, you were the first to door. What were else? There was 2 others that you were first on. Yeah, you might have. I think Beer figured out the radio. And did Beer figure out blood on the front scene? No, not blood. There was another one though. Uh-oh, it's in contention. It's in contention. But yeah, I mean, I'm sad to say there aren't any further secrets, and I like the longer this was going on, I just felt bad about this room because this room was clearly meant to lure you in as like mysterious, you know. And then you found the door, and it's like, ooh, what? You know, and you wanted to open it. Everything that I wanted happened, but then I didn't have time to follow through, and that made me sad. My vision was to sort of borrow off of like kind of Cane Pixels sort of stuff. So the door was going to lead to like an infinite staircase, and then I envisioned some branching paths. So the game was actually basically you would have, if you go through the door, it would have taken you out of this game, and it would have been essentially a different game with different parameters. No, none of those things. I feel like well, I guess all I said was a staircase, but more of a story-based game with some puzzles that you have to figure out, and I kind of envisioned you being sort of stalked by a monster. I wanted to kind of have, I wanted you guys to have to figure out puzzles together somehow, where like have some puzzle designs that I mean everything is would have been based off of the same input, right? Where you're just entering things in chat. But I was trying to figure out how to play with that to do different things than just this, right? Is there one you haven't found ever? What one would that be? Well, I don't know what you have in the list. Could crank the fixes to win up? Well, you guys have been pretty angry at 35 without knowing that it was 35. I mean, technically they are all... I see what you're saying. Turn it up so that you can find it. Sure, we can do that real quick if you want. Let me tweak the code. Find the debug settings again. Let's see, fixes. Yeah, I'll just set it to get all anomalies count. This thing is surprisingly complex. It became complex very fast. Okay, so... Did I break it? I think I busted it. What happened? What happened? Get all anomalies count. That should have been... That should have been... This should work. Why? Why doesn't it work? Get all anomalies count. Yeah. It returns the total anomalies. I don't know why it's not happy with that. What did it say there? How many there were supposed to be? 48. I'll just manually put it in. Oh, you know what? I think maybe it doesn't like the way I commented. I commented the other thing out, but it's part of a line. Maybe it doesn't like that. It shouldn't care. Why is this? Why are you fighting with me, game? Oh. I see. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. There we go. There you go. So, interesting parameters would be, let me look at like what my default settings are. Yeah, let's see. So, if you interact at all, there's a 120-second or 2-minute cooldown before it will start auto-changing the scene again. It's 1 minute between scene changes once it starts going. You can't change a scene for 20 seconds. Oh no, that's just how long it takes. It takes 2 seconds, actually. Sorry. It takes 2 seconds to change scenes. It takes 15 seconds to cool down before you can change scenes again. Default, let's see. So anomalies don't start spawning for 20 seconds. The minimum delay between anomaly spawns was 10 seconds, and the maximum delay was 40 seconds. You actually started with 1,200 health, not 1,000. 1 second tick on health, so if you're taking damage, you only take damage every 1 second.
The sushi felt wrong, so this is my new dinner.
Okay. Enjoy your new dinner.
I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think so.
It's perfectly balanced.
It is. And then the only other parameter that I hadn't talked about yet was punish damage, which was 100. So every time you every time you were punished, you lost 100 health. So, like with the current health settings, you could only take 12 of those hits, and that's assuming you're not taking any other damage from anomalies. Which ultimately I think felt pretty good. Like, it wasn't so much that it was like devastating, but it was enough that you felt the hit. First session, what's that mean? It doesn't mean a whole lot because that was not really expanded beyond, but initially the way that it worked was it was tracking the sessions. On the first session, it would actually wait. It would wait a full 2 minutes before it would start spawning any anomalies. And then if you died or you won, the next session, it would only wait 20 seconds. It's working through the queue. You guys are just too fast. So every time anybody does a fix, it goes into a message queue. While it's in the queue, anybody else who says it before it appears gets thrown in the list as someone else who found it. And that's why sometimes when you would change scenes, you would see a message from the previous room. So that's why I added found in and then what room it was, so that you would know it was from the previous room that you had just come from. But yeah, they all stack in a line. It has to work that way if you're going to have... Like, that came into it when I added displaying who all found a thing, right? The only way I could do that was to make sure that they all happened in a sort of pipeline, so that they weren't happening at the same time, clobbering each other. It would just be a whole mess, right? Wow, you're at 42. So there's 2 left. And it tells you... So there is one in here. Is it Conod? Yeah. No? And there's one in garage. Yeah, it's door. Did you find what one was missing from your list? Top left alert is still just global, right? Yes. So I just have the other one hidden. I added this one to increase the challenge. So, and to be honest, it felt from the beginning like the one that indicates that there are anomalies on the scene you're on was just too informative. Like, it made you guys really home in. You know what I mean? Like, it took all of there was really little search time for anything because you guys knew that there was supposed to be something, and then you would find it almost immediately. What is the anomaly here? Is it the hat? Did you guys get the hat? It's not the clock. It's not the boat. What is... What is the anomaly? Is this a bug? Why are you guys leaving the bedroom? What do you do? Why are you leaving the bedroom? Oh, is it? It's auto changing on you, isn't it? Sorry. I'm being discorded. Let me see. Oh. Is it? Hold on, I'm looking at the code real quick. Is this like a bug that we had? Oh, is it? Hold on. Ah, I see, I see. I guess, yeah, that's... Okay, I mean, you've basically found it. There's a little bit of a problem with this one. You're not going to like this, but... Oh, well, BFA guys. Wait, why is the clown... Oh, no, I'm looking at a different screen. What you wouldn't like about it is that shirt also works. But unfortunately, it stayed in the punish word list as well, so... It was not intentional. Look, man, it's a 2,500 line file. I can't use modules with Stream Elements widgets, all right? Normally it would be more organized. I am not sure. Let's let it spawn, and then let's test just the word shirt when that is active and see what happens. But I'm not sure. No, well, okay, so Craig told me that you guys had it on the list, but as one of the words that hurts you. So you, I mean, that's fair, because it is. So because of that, you didn't, I guess you never noticed that the star was missing. So, but you were not typing shirt, but I think you also never noticed. Yeah. No, yeah, cat definitely got found. So that's how the game works. And yeah, the punishments were designed to combat brute force. And those were developed as things went on over time. So as we watched you guys guess things, stuff that you seemed like you were likely to guess were added, like things that were wrong. And yeah, the intention was just to punish you for just saying every word in the world, which really breaks the game, right? Like that's, if you're just naming everything you see in the entire scene without any sort of like actually making an educated guess based off of knowing whether something is new or not, is not a good way for the game to work. You know what I mean? So it was just meant to discourage you from doing that, essentially. And I added stuff like twig branch, tree, dirt, dust, rock. You know, just basically whatever the scenes were comprised of. Yeah, the missing star, that's a Craigit one. That one's actually good. The radio one, it was my doing, and that one was actually bad. The radio just didn't integrate into the scene very well. I wanted to reference that Screamaday with the campfire and the sign and the radio, but the radio just blended in too much with the ground. And so it was like something that you guys could notice, but it just was impossible to decipher what the fuck it was. So I didn't feel great about that one. I mean, you eventually figured it out, but that one felt just unfair because of that. Well, I mean, it's an image. It's at a perspective where basically laying on the ground was the only way that it looked okay. You know? Has the shirt come up yet? Did we... How many are spawned? 47 are spawned. Oh, you did it. So, and you fixed it with shirt? Did you get punished at the same time? Or did that override the punish? Okay. I couldn't remember if you got punished in that situation or not. If you didn't see the battery turn red, then you didn't get punished. Yeah. So some further details that maybe you're interested in. The filters and everything, all of this is CSS and JavaScript, which is I'm kind of proud of. I feel like it's pretty wild. I want to see if I can show you guys some stuff. If you're interested. I don't know. This has been going on for a bit. I don't want to bore you. Yeah. Okay. Let me, I'm going to switch off of this. Hello. Don't look at daddy sabs. So this is the game. I actually have it muted at the moment. Also, I don't know if it's going to have audio issues. So this isn't going to respond to chat, so don't bother with that. And just to prove that this is a web page, it is 100% responsive. So if you want to play on your phone, if you want the phone edition, we can do that. Okay, well, I mean, I didn't go fully perfectly responsive, but funny enough though, it is just a web page. So let me do this. Stretch that out. Let's see. Stock to bottom. Here we go. For testing, I have my own thing of message chair. Punishing message chair. So let's play around with some stuff. What might be fun? So in terms of the structure, here's my notices pile. And this is also the overlay that does the static. There's an effect overlay, and then there's the camera itself. So let's start fiddling with stuff. Oh, what might be fun, here's me fucking around. So let me do... Right, okay. So let me show you how this was supposed to be. I think if I just uncomment the things that are commented... and comment the other things... Is this right? Because there was stuff that was wrong as well. there's stuff that definitely doesn't work. I don't know if I have put comments for everything. A lot of this, it just feels like it shouldn't work in the first place, so there's that. Did I leave a closing bracket somewhere? Where? No, I didn't. Let me do the coding. Okay, so now, also, I love how I can just live update the CSS. But let's see if it works. Haha, no, it didn't. Why not? I was afraid of this. It's been so long now that I don't remember. There was some aspect of this that did not need to be a part of it for it to work. Oh. Didn't I comment this out? I must have skipped over this. Maybe that's it? Well, what the fuck? The fuck? Is there something else? No. What was the problem? What was the problem? Unused. I should have left informative comments on this. It's been Chrome 103 version. I fucked around a lot trying to make it work on Chrome 103, but I could not make it work. Camera.pan. Oh, there's probably a JavaScript component. I bet you that's the problem. Zoom. Check property camera zoom 1. Oh, good God. This code is not pretty. Start zooming. Get attribute, play the sound. Ah! Compensate for Chrome 103. Update doesn't work. Good. Good. Oh! If settings.chrome version greater than 104. Oh, really? Did I do that? Did I do that? Will this work? I'm just going to do a hard refresh as well. Ah! Yes! Ah. Look at that. It accounts for the pan. Isn't that nice? And it's the same length as the sound I put in, right? I was so upset that this couldn't be a thing. Ah, Makes me mad. There is a weird little glitch you're probably seeing, right? Blip. The background flits out of existence for some reason that I hadn't figured that out. But I think before I saw that bug, I had discovered that it wasn't working in OBS, and I was like, well, I'm not going to invest more of my life into figuring out why that's happening. Yeah, there's a flicker. Do you see the flicker? You saw it, yeah. I'm not totally sure what's happening with that. I have a hunch because a lot of this works with it's actually kind of bonkers. Let's see, main container. So the camera, let me see. Camera, what do you have? Camera background is the actual scene. The camera background is the actual scene. So that's where our image lives. As you can see, the image is actually in color. And all of the filters and everything are settings based. So like if I go up to our little schema here, if you look at like background, source, in the case of front, it's a video. So that's how we have the moving leaves and stuff like that. We specify audio, the keywords for camera changing, what scale we want it to initially be, what zoom level we want it to initially be, as well as min and max zoom levels. And then effects are just CSS. It's just a string of CSS. So for the front, we don't invert it. If we make it grayscale, we make them all grayscale. Brightness 1, contrast 1.2, and a little bit of blur to make it look like it's a kind of like a shitty camera feed. So in this case, it loaded a video instead of an image. Yes. Well, I was getting to that. I haven't got to it yet. So let me enable debug here. Oh, whoops. That's not how you enable debug. What am I doing? Enable debug. Okay. Now, so overlay static is actually the static. It's just a GIF that's stretched over the whole thing. So that's what's causing the static effect. And it has a low opacity, as you can see here. So it has, this div just has an opacity of 0.06. And it also pulses. I don't know if you noticed that. So it becomes more and less opaque. The effect is another div that's overlaid above the background. And then let's actually let's go to a different thing. Okay, so you see these here? So these two images are loaded inside of the camera container after the background. So they are rendered on top of the background, and they are 1920 by 1080. So they're all just transparent, large transparent PNGs. You see them appearing here? There they come. Class anomaly. They have, we have layer controls, so there's z-index. So if one of them needs to be in front of another, that's all in the schema. So for, yeah, this is basically the schema for an anomaly, right? What's it called? Is it active or not? What is its media? What are its keywords? Is it fixed or not? What layer is it? And then this is where fixers are tracked. So that's where the people who fixed it are stored once it's like when it's being fixed. Yeah. Yeah, light in computers. So if I collapse this one here, go to computers, keyboard spider, posters, aperture, screen error, bike light, yeah. Layer 10. So bike light would appear on top of all of the other anomalies. Tarp and rock would have worked, yes. For front, yeah. Wow, we had... Oh, yeah, but this was in computers. That's fine. These are the things that could get you in computers, for example, floppy disk, disk, floppy disk, printer, door, desk, table, painting, outlet, paper, CRT, CRTs, computer, and camera. The original Zoom was done. No, I did it entirely in CSS. I didn't want to. I didn't want to write JavaScript for it. So how kitchen? Kitchen is not even a thing. I was experimenting. It was one I was working on. I think it's disabled. Yeah, it's a nothing. It's a big nothing. I can show it to you. Oh, it has to be found. That's how that works, by the way. So there's a found. Things that are marked found true by default are the ones that you see when the game starts. So right now it's 5. When I save this, it's going to become 6. If they are not found at the beginning, you have to let the camera automatically switch to it, and then it will mark it as found. Blah, blah. Oh. I forgot. Sorry, sneaky preview. Whoops. So you see, I had a kitchen. Anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I had a sneaky kitchen. What else of interest? There's no game engine here, so... oh, I suppose it might be fun to disable some of the... some of the stuff, like, let me see here. Effects. So, if I search for .effects... set overlay effects. So what if I just do this? Oh, it looks weird. So the effects also apply to all of the anomalies too, which is fun. This looks great still. This honestly looks great. Craigit is fully responsible for Bedroom. I didn't do anything on Bedroom at all. Craigit built this by hand. And it's a total replication or recreation of that SCREAMADAY, which is great. Yeah, it was color the whole time, all of it. But the effects help make the game work, right? It makes everything kind of blend together, etc. But you can see how, yeah, a lot of the anomalies are easier to see when it's like this. It's cool, right? It's wild. All CSS. Let's look at that radio. There it is. It's creepier like this. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it is. What else? Let's look at computers. This looks great. Craigie, your scenes look so much better than mine. Your scenes look incredible. Also, the chair is my favorite anomaly. That looks so good, the way that Craigie did that. I don't know how you did that, Craigie. How did you... I mean, I saw there was some... It looked like there was some, like, something when it rotates, but honestly, with
Get
the
that
effects
piss
on,
out.
it's almost impossible to see, and it looks fantastic. I nominate chair for best anomaly. You did a great job on the CRTs, too. They look perfect. Damn, that was just rotating on a green screen? That's crazy, man. You did an amazing job with that, because a green screen is not always, like, really... Yeah, it's not the best for that. And you got the angle exactly right and everything? That said, I love how the mug is kind of a billboard. That's not a criticism. I think it's better that way. It makes it look like some weird liminal kind of cross section. It looks like sort of it's uncanny. It looks sort of real. It looks sort of like Doom. Are there any others we haven't looked at? We can't look at basement. Well, we can, but I have to do is it scene data? Found. Okay, now we can go to basement. Wait, y'all thought it was desk lamp? You guys didn't realize that the light was coming from Justin's motorcycle? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, alright. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. What's the other one? Wall. Oh, no! No! Should have given myself more debug health. I lost that in my own game. Oh, garage. Yes, we need to do garage as well. Oh, well, it took us straight to wall. That can happen. It can just start with the wall. Or the basement. I don't think that ever happened for you guys, but... Yeah, here you are. It always started front? Did I leave it set to always start front? Maybe I did. I might have changed that at some point. Because there was a period where I had it starting... yeah, I think I did do that. Because I had it start with a random scene every time. But then when I think at the time I added wall, I didn't want it to appear initially. So this might be a symptom of that I have it in debug mode. It'll start with any random scene. Maybe. Not sure. But yeah, this is all there is to wall. And it is kind of inherently black and white. There isn't really color added by turning off the filters. But yeah, let's go to garage. We didn't do garage. Bam! Look at that. And I can do, let's see. What is it? UI null. Oh, it's probably UI overlay static. Also null. If oh, it's ID overlay static. Don't know my own stuff. There we go. Remove. Clarity. Yeah, this one's all Craigie again. I mean, imagine what he had to go through. Like, it just says it's here on his wall now forever. Why are so many hinge on door? Because that was the door image that I found that worked for what I wanted. So, yes, there are doors out there in the world that have it was not happy. That's because of debug. That have a bunch of fucking hinges for some reason. So yeah, as you can see, like in this case, I think I was working with a black and white screenshot from this video. So all of my anomalies here are also just black and white already. In this case. Looks kind of wild because of that, right? I'll run through them one more again without the static on. So what's happening there is because I have... That's what's happening. I've turned off the static. So in between switching, it would make the static overlay full opacity to hide the fact that I am deleting all of the anomaly images and then inserting all of the ones relevant to the scene. Does that make sense? So that's what's happening when you see, if I switch to like rear now, or I'll switch to computers, actually. So we'll switch to computers. Static isn't going to hide anything, so you're going to see it switch. All the anomalies are still there. They get deleted, and then the correct ones get inserted. Fire Chris, thank you for 97 huge months. And we'll switch to rear. You'll see all this stuff sitting on top of it, and then bam. Bombputers. Ugh. I don't want that. This will be cool. God, I wish we could have had the nice zoom. If this hadn't been a problem, I was considering giving you guys the ability to pan a little bit as well. Oh. Uh-oh. I just texted. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I broke it. That fixed it. That fixed it. What? Why can't I go to the bedroom? What happened? It must be really busted. I go to the front? I think the JavaScript is just not working now. What about Zoom? That still works. Weird. Why can't it? Oh, I bet you there's some state didn't get set correctly because of that. Oh, I died. I'm dead. That explains it. Active text L is null. Oh. I think it was expecting something to be there that isn't there. Can we get back? I do have a reset everything command. I've done it? No, I'm not. I haven't done it. That didn't fix anything. Whatever has happened, obviously, is not supposed to have happened. It might have been expecting the static overlay to be there, and then it wasn't there, so that probably caused it to fuck up. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. It's unhappy now. But yeah, I think that's all the secrets really. I don't think there's too much more of interest. Uh, I tried to be as organized as we could be with this. So there's like our whole schema for all scenes and anomalies. And then I have a sort of, yeah, data getter setters. I have essentially, it's sort of like, it's almost like database IO setup thing of like just really specific methods to get very specific data just to try to keep it sort of sane. Um, and then a lot of state and settings things. So there's some commands. This is all just to like update that box of debug that you saw. So this gets called, everything gets updated. This gets called, or really this here, and all of the UI gets updated. State and settings and such initialization. The actual clock, well, the timers for everything. So checking whether we've won. Uh, Scene change, anomaly spawning, health updating, update UI, message queue. That's all this stuff. The scene changing monster singleton thing. uh, the various like kind of helper. Well, just one, I guess, just to update the background. Literally deletes the existing one, creates a new element, populates it with either the image or the video, shits it into the thing. Anomalies, random anomaly spawner, the actual spawn anomaly process is similar to the scene background thing where it's depending on the type of element that it is, load that particular type of thing, shit it into the thing. Check for anomaly. I don't remember what this. Oh, this is like message handling, I think. Like, can it be fixed? If not, what do we do? Is this something I should punish people for? Stuff like that. And then an actual process for fixing the anomaly and making sure that it gets removed. Entities are just a sort of duplicate of anomalies, and this basically just drives the door. I wrote it all out with the thought I would have more entities than the door, but I did not. The message handler, so this just gets everything that you guys type into chat, and it has to say, like, is this a scene change? Is this an anomaly fix? Is this an entity load? Is this a zoom command? And zooming is all just fucking chucked right in here. This whole thing is for zooming. This is all notice handling, so every notice that you saw that pops up. Player data, this actually was never real, but it shows my intention. Leaderboard handling, leaderboard data, tracking who did what, and I have a little schema to store that information. So every person that does anything in the game, you get a little thing. It stores everything about your name and badges and stuff.
Happy.
McStim, thank you for the Prime sub and 5 months. Very much appreciated. And thank you. I'm glad it's impressive somehow. Hell no, I don't ever fuck AI. I don't use AI for anything at all. Username builder, leaderboard, handling doodly doo. And I didn't show you guys the auto testing. Let me show you that. So I'm going to turn debug. Well, I'll leave debug on. We'll do that. Oh, and that's why we were on the wall. Well, this is fine. So auto testing, auto camera as well. Trues. And then let's just enjoy the show. I don't know if it outputs anything when they are testing. Maybe it doesn't. Ligatures frown. You don't like ligatures? Oh, whoops. I changed the code so that this would come up. Let me change it so it doesn't come up. I feel like they're not testing. Auto testing true. They should really be doing it. Yeah, behind the curtain. Did they? Oh, there they go. Look at them go. What one was that, Punkster? Oh, was it Screamaday Survivors? I did not do anything really further with that, unfortunately. I had worked on some stuff, but I just sort of, I didn't continue. But yeah, so this was also really useful for testing. I just had the gameplay itself. They would randomly try words from all the possible anomalies that are active. So they're really doing a shitload of messages. I used to have them spit them out in console, but they're not doing that now. I did see that Vampire Survivors had a Castlevania update. I want to check that out. With Screamaday Survivors, I got fed up with trying to get NPCs to navigate the way I wanted them to. I got really fed up with that. I think if I were to do it again now, I would probably have better ideas about how to do that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Craig, it was a huge help making all this happen. I think all of Craig's scenes are better than any of my scenes. These are all robots. But yeah, I don't use AI for anything. I'm very anti-AI. If that ends up killing me, then I guess I'll die. It's kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah, I love sharing this stuff with you guys at the end of... I mean, this isn't the end of Screamaday, but... It was fun going through survivors. And this was kind of a fun exercise for me to smash together. Because normally I would really lean on... You know, in the past I had used Phaser for all the game stuff. So, you know, that's a full game engine. In this case, no engine. This was just using the paradigms of game development to slap something together that was game-like, you know? I mean, essentially it's a game. It's a simplified sort of structure of a game. Yeah. And I love playing with little ideas and stuff like that. It's just fun. Muy fragile. So yeah, this was very helpful for testing when I was changing a lot of things, just having them go through, and then it helped me find a few bugs, because it would run into shit that I had not looked at, or I had changed something or tweaked something that I didn't think too hard about, and then they would crash the game, and I'm like, what happened? What did they do? Well, that's the, you know, that's the magic, Fox. That's why I had the effects on, was to create the experience that we wanted you to have. Because while it's cool to see, you know, what the scenes actually look like, the effects actually pull it all together. That little bit of blur, the overlaid static, and all that stuff, it just makes it all work. It's like a camera. You know what I'm saying? It just looks so much more camera-like when it's like this. Event is null. Event.data is undefined. Why? I'm breaking this in fun and new ways. I don't recall changing anything that would cause that. What have I done? Just because testing is on? Oh, I might be overriding normal message handling when I'm doing auto testing. Yeah, I am. Door 2. Yeah. Bring on door 2. Yeah. That's it, basically. I think that's the whole story. Not too much else to add or say about it. Thank you for playing our game. It was fun. Wow, we talked about that for way longer than I thought we did. I haven't looked at the clock for a long time. Well, Masi, thank you for the biddies, by the way. Okay, so we got the last time we got the entity browser because we've unlocked everything, and we got a coupon, and we have to pass the trial apparently. So let us start, I believe, Sunday. I do want to do the DLC because I think this game is great. So I'm down to spend a little bit more time with this game. That was different, I think. There was a little bit of a different effect with that kicking on. Oh, please insert disc? No, I hadn't even heard of it. It's by the folks that made this. Thy trial hath begun? Okay. What does it mean? We are many. We are above. We are followers of our queen. What are we, bees?
Please hold.
It could be ants.
110 damn months.
It could be many things. Yeah, above I feel like is more bee-like. Previous. Thank you for 110 months. I feel like I took damage. I'm not sure. Showcase thy knowledge. I can't tell if I was right or wrong. I guess I'll find out. The funny thing with this is I feel like throughout a lot of this, I've been thinking we could make this with the same method we used to make the countdown game. You know? Connecting caller. I am not living, yet I clatter. I am small, I am weak. I serve my purpose, then I die. What am I? Animation sounds right to me, yeah. Because they're not alive, but they do die. And yet I clatter. Kind of sounds like a description of them.
Please hold.
I am small, I am weak. I'm not sure that they seemed like they were... Oh yeah, we don't get to know. We don't get to check. We just... we just have to... Yeah, animation was basically dolls, mannequins, things like that. That... the description was, they come to life, they have some purpose. If you just let them be, they'll do their purpose, and then they'll stop being animated. So it's probably animation. I guess we'll find out. Forge ahead. I am the beggar. I am the encroacher of the dry. I am friend to the water of the sky. What am I? I know this one.
Please hold.
That is a rain nymph. Well, I don't know why I'm going through that and clicking it. I gotta do it in here. Press on, employee. I am the harbinger of death. I am the bringer of pestilence. I am forever the nuisance. What am I? Oh God, is it fungi? Is it whistling fungi? Or is it mold? Mice, rats? Like plague? Well, we don't have rats. We don't have rats.
Please hold.
As you can see, we have mice. We do have housefly. I'm not sure the housefly. It is, yeah, it's sort of symbolic of death. I feel like it also describes the horde. Oh, excuse me. Black mold as well. I am the harbinger of death. I am the bringer of pestilence. I am forever the nuisance. What am I? What am I? Fuck. Man. It feels so applicable to a number of things here. I mean, if you think about the way that they're defined in this, you're supposed to stay away from them because they carry many diseases deadly to humans. They're dead things reanimated. So that fits harbinger of death and bringer of pestilence. Forever the nuisance? I can click the buttons at the top right. One is settings, one pauses the game, and one takes me back to the main menu. I feel like I'm with Team Mice because it's the closest thing to rats, which are sort of associated with the Black Plague. And that sort of verbiage kind of says that to me. Nuisance doesn't really tilt me either direction because I feel like both mice and flies are considered pests. But pestilence pushes me more towards mice. Because flies, I don't think, are particularly known for bringing pestilence. No, mosquito is not on the list. All right, all right. I'm going to go with you guys on this, then. Housefly. I don't think it's a bad answer. I'm just not sure. I feel like the riddle is open-ended. I don't think I don't think you can really go to war over this one. I mean, I was leaning towards mouse, but I don't feel super strongly that it's clear. I gave my reason, but it doesn't feel like solid ground to stand on, really. It feels like a coin toss to me. It was really faithy the whole time. What do you think, Flynn? You spoke in all caps. No, I meant... I know you think mice, but... What's your case? Is it the same as my case? I'm just digging in a little because you indicated really strongly. Flies going where dead things are, to me, seems to be antithetical, actually, to being a harbinger of death. Because the thing that they're going to is already dead. Whereas harbinging is preceding. It's like you get a notification, hey, death coming. How can you even tell that there is an audio desync? I haven't clicked anything. It's just weird audio. How do you even know? Was there like a blip? Oh. Gosh, that sucks. Sure wish that could stop happening. That would be great. Will I ever find a combination of hardware that works? Answer, no. Truly, it is my curse. I also don't feel like flies are bringers of pestilence. But I also feel like people are right about the fact that it's going to be whatever the game's definition is. And unfortunately, I really don't remember clearly the definitions of housefly and mice. Because those were... We messed with those kind of earlier on, and they were not prominent in any of the calls after that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't... No, that would be cheating, Beer. I'm not going to do that. You can do it for yourself, but don't tell what you think the answer is if you're going to look at the wiki. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Team Mice, but I mean, like, everybody seems to feel much more strongly about the fly. I don't feel super strongly in either direction. I feel like they both are applicable, and it's... Believe me, I'm annoyed. I'm internally very annoyed with this riddle. Yeah. Well, we're often got by that, Flynn. We often are. And like I said, I'm kind of more in line with you, but I'm just gonna do it. If we're wrong, we're wrong. Yeah. A messenger, yeah. I mean, I guess that, I mean, these sorts of things are stretchy, too. You can't be too pedantic about that, right? If like, flies could be messengers of death. If you think about it like where there are flies, you will proceed to find probably something dead. Therefore, messengers of death. They let you know that death is around. So, it's not wholly inapplicable. Or you will find a memory. Wait, what? We must remove the fire. Oh, it's obviously house fires, yes. Rejoice. I like the little hearts over the I and J. I can't tell if we're doing a good job or not. I seek the domains of those who have too much. Step within and they lose their way. What am
Please
I?
hold.
That one was pretty mundane. Expand thy mind. Wait. Is there a sky under the roots? Yeah, it's all mundane stuff around the house, like salt shaker. Cup. We are companions of the gardens. We compel those who tread to tread no longer. What are we? Now, this one,
Please
unfortunately, is another that has a few possible answers. I don't very well remember the description of the seedlings, but I think it's sort of applicable. They live in gardens, and I know that they do bad things, and you're only supposed to try to get rid of them by overwatering from a distance. So they're dangerous. And then there's the false rosebush is another. Spriggan is another. Fake flower... I don't think it fits fake flower. Or false flower. I don't think it fits false beets either. Well, I think tread no longer is just a libertarian statement. I think that's just to indicate that this is deadly, whatever it is. Right. Well, but it's talking about its victims. So it can catch and kill, which would stop somebody from treading any longer. I wish I could remember specifically what seedlings did, because I specifically know that seedlings live in gardens. They live in gardens. Well, yeah, so the Spriggan is the other contender here. Because the whole thing with the Spriggans is that they don't want you to cut your grass. They don't want you to eat homegrown vegetables or fruits. If they catch you doing it, you dead. Right? So I'm on the fence with this. Seedlings, I think, were very specific to gardens. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me bust your fucking brain. Here's something you haven't thought of. Azrael thought of it. Travel gnome. Travel gnome. Wherever it gets taken to, it turns into a garden. And it would make you not want to travel anymore, or tread. Yeah, so the whole thing with the travel gnome is it stows away in suitcases, and then when you get to your destination, it creates a garden. Which would dissuade you from treading. The trouble with this is I can say something like that in a convincing way, and it sounds like maybe it's good. But who knows? It is. This is very much code words. I was thinking this too, Beer. As we were playing through it, I was like, this is so code wordsy because it's so much about the sort of pedantic interpretations and what did they mean? Is it this? Is it that? But the whole problem with Seedling is what I don't remember, right? I don't remember what is dangerous about them. I only remember that they are dangerous. But I don't remember if they kill, which seems critical here, because if it's not the travel gnome thing, where it's sort of like a sideways way of referring to traveling, then tread no longer to me says death, which I think seedlings kill, but I don't know for sure. I don't remember. I was just acknowledging that you had already said it, Azrael, because I was like, no one's thought of this, but then I saw that you actually did say it. Ah, right. They would get mad if you pulled the weeds. Did you remember that, or did you look it up? Because if you're looking stuff up, don't tell us. I remember. Okay. That does push me towards seedlings again, because that feels like it fits that description of companions of the gardens, right? They take care of the garden. If anything here, what we're doing what the game is telling us to do. We are expanding our minds. Cause violence? Yes. Yes. Good memory. You're right. There was some mention in there that it would cause murderous intent or something like that in its victims. That does, though, I'm not sure that super fits the whole tread no more thing. Oh, yeah, sure. Just remember, we can't actually see any of them. I'll just go to the top here. And I'll gently... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I will gently pull it down the list. See if there's anything here that rings any further bells. Many of them are easy eliminations. Most of them. Hopefully that was gentle enough. What's the gopher? A gopher. We already did bees. The bees was the very first one. It's either that, Azrael, or we're massively overthinking this. Yeah, we don't know that we were actually right about the bees. Sprig trees grow from within a person. So it explodes from within and then grows into a full tree very rapidly. So that does immobilize a person. The sprig vines are very fast-growing vines that trap somebody. So also you could say that they stop you from treading. I mean, that sounds nice when you just say it like that, Ifa, but in the case of a sprig tree, it was much more of a alien chestburster kind of growing into a tree. I don't think I would want to grow into a tree in that particular way. So I feel like we don't really have any better ideas than the seedlings. So I think I'm going to go with it. I don't know how it stops you from treading. The only thing I can think of with that is that I feel like the usage of the word tread is kind of goes along with the garden theme, because I feel like that word is typically implicated with treading on something such as a garden. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think that it's only meant to just be a synonym for walking here. I think it has more implication behind it. That's just me. I don't know. The thing is like, I feel like it feels like it's just not quite right, but I feel like we don't have any better ideas. The slug was the step slug. It was a dog-sized slug that appears on stairs. I know. Travel gnome. It just... something about that, right? It feels like the right answer for a riddle, I'll say. It was false flower. False flower had the toxin if you disturbed it. That would cause, as it said, as you point out, loss of sight and or blindness. Yes, seedlings were the ones that you killed by watering from afar. It's true. It's true. I think you're speaking the truth, Flynn. Yeah, the only thing about false rose bush was basically that it had feet, so it could get around, and was dangerous to small children and pets. Well, we're doing the trial, Em, and we're agonizing over what the answer is to this riddle, which is, we are companions of the gardens. We compel those who tread to tread no longer. What are we? Yeah, I don't feel like false rosebush fits the description at all. I don't think it's a companion of the gardens, other than the fact that it's just a false rosebush. Kinda, yeah, compelled kinda has a sort of like mind tricking sort of thingy to it. Influencing. There was an element of that with the seedlings. I swear that that was part of their description, was that they could cause people to do bad things. I think it was like it was implied. I don't remember the exact wording though. I feel like maybe we just go for seedlings. We have a lot of arguments that make it seem pretty favorable. Let's see where it takes us. Still no idea whether we're doing good or bad. Let go thy stilted soul. Dude, I don't know if we overthought the Fae Feast. I still am not... Ugh. It didn't match the description. It just didn't match the description. I am the dancer. I am the bringer of destruction. I consume the weak and the reckless. I am the forsaken oil and the careless light. What am I? Dancing flames. It's a house fire, y'all.
Please hold.
It's a house fire. Everything about it screams house fire. Finally. Finally. Descend. Excuse me. I don't know. We seem to be going down layers and layers. Oh, did any of you watch Gemini Home Video? I am the seeker. I am the one who delivers. What am I?
Please hold.
Dorsha. Oh, you watched it, Rome. Did you like it? Nakomi and I rewatched it that night that I brought it up. Yeah, the view didn't change.
Hello, Supervisor Carol.
Look at her eyes.
We've been watching you closely. For all this time, you have been providing excellent and accurate answers to our callers. These acts will not go unrewarded, and I'm pleased to report that you have qualified for a promotion. Please stand by while I prepare thy promotion. Promotion in progress. Please stand by.
Yeah, she had the necklace that we could have purchased. Oh, holy shit, she's real.
Please, be not afraid. Come close.
This is amazing. We get a crown.
Congratulations. All hail our new junior supervisor!
Yes! Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, junior supervisor. Let's go. So I wonder what that was referencing then. Ah. Have a good time at work, Flynn. I don't know. Let's see what we've got here. We have an art book now. Our background has changed to the forest. We're in the forest. Something's up. Junior supervisor options. Options that allow for post-descent manipulations. Available after promotion. Unemployment immunity. Apparently we could have become unemployed. Always display accuracy. Add button to skip call wait time. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah. I'll turn that shit on. I'll turn these on. Let's go to our bestiary real quick. Where is that? It's here. So let's see. Yeah, I guess we don't get to know how we did in the end. We can probably guess. Homeowners afflicted with houseflies commonly report buzzing sounds and thoughts of decay. Oh. Houseflies are no immediate danger to humans, but are known disease carriers. They frequently inhabit kitchens and other areas used to prepare food, increasing the risk of disease. So they definitely had an emphasis here on pestilence. What else? Let's look at seedlings for sure. Seedlings are small insectoid creatures about the size of an aphid. They are known for burrowing in outdoor planters or gardens, feeding off the roots of nearby weeds. Though their weed-killing lifestyles can make them useful for gardeners, seedlings are extremely territorial and react violently to anything competing for their food source. Never remove a weed from a seedling-infested garden. They are known to compel competitors to commit violent acts on themselves or others. We nailed it, I guess. To remove seedlings from a garden, one should not go near their established feeding grounds. Instead, one should use a hose, sprinklers, or similar range devices to overwater and drown out the seedlings from afar. So, yeah, we nailed it. Weekly report. Oh, boom. Day 1, perfect. Day 2, perfect. Day 3, womp, womp. Day 4, perfect. Day 5, womp. Day 6, womp. Day 7, perfect. We perfected. What was it? Bees? Flies? Don't remember. Seedling was our last one, wasn't it? Housefire. Oh yeah, water nymph. What were the other two? Dorcha. Oh, Dorcha was our last. So it was seedlings and then Dorcha. Mold. We didn't do mold, man. I know you like to say mold, but we didn't do mold. Sorry. Oh yeah, labyrinth was in there. Yeah. Cool. Cool. We're so good. We only missed 3 altogether. Amazing. Amazing. So yeah, I guess there's probably a couple things to see that we didn't end up seeing, such as becoming unemployed. Oh yeah, animation as well. That's the last one. We didn't become unemployed. There wasn't, and we didn't fail the trial. So those are probably the two other conditions that we'd want to see. Yeah, the bullshit Fae Feast. Yeah, the pile of shit was Fae Feast. And that was one big pile of shit. Should I try to become unemployed? Sunday. Oh, I would have to reset my progress to play again. I see. Well, we could try failing the the trial. I don't think we can get more promoted. But we can do the DLC. Yes, there is the art book. We'll look at that. I wish this let you skip everything. Oh wow, these aren't even different. Interesting.
Please hold.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get these all wrong. Mold. But I'd have to click extra things to do mold every time.
Please hold.
Okay, next call, please. Accuracy 0%.
Please hold.
Weird. You just kind of keep going. I figured there'd be a fail condition before now. Right?
Please hold.
You must still go through them all. Yeah. Yeah, she just shows up and kills us. These are great. They're really creepy.
Please hold.
So there's no difference in how it behaves whether you get it right or wrong, which is interesting. You just have no idea that you're fucking
Please
it up.
hold.
Based off the ending, I would guess Polly. Oh yeah, BFA got there before me. Always. It's funny, I think the images are to trick people or something, because this is clearly a mole. Right? And mole is an option.
Please hold. Please hold.
This is the last one. I've been demoted. Already.
Coestar Carol here. We've been watching you for some time, and I must say that we have been rather disappointed in your performance here. Many of our callers' lives have been altered for the worse thanks to your negligent answers. Your failure to treat your work here with the gravity it deserves has unfortunately forced us to make a very difficult choice in regards to your continued employment at HSH. Effective immediately, your employment here has been terminated. We wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Wow. Wow. That's rough. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Wait, what? Am I a hob now? Or a mouse? I'm a mouse. You are unemployed. Help me. Amazing. So that's what unemployment looks like. I'm guessing that that's just... There isn't a separate one for failing the trial. Incredible. Amazing. Very cool. Undersoil check complete. Okay, I'm still a junior supervisor. That was just for fun. Yes, I love how perfect this is. They got this so right. This looks just like the old help guide things in Windows and stuff. So amazing. Introduction. Hi, and I wonder how that name is pronounced. Is it Nick Lives or Nick Lives? It's a crazy name. The creator of Home Safety Hotline. If you're here reading this, it hopefully means you are invested enough in this game to be curious about its development. I am. If so, you've come to the right place. This is a peek into the game's art, development process, and all the human messiness that entails. I hope you enjoy this thorough and admittedly indulgent look into what went into making Home Safety Hotline the game it is right now. Now, this is how you do this. Normally, they just chuck a fucking stack of images at you. You just kind of glance through them. You go like, oh, yeah, cool, cool, cool. And then you close it. Oh, my gosh. This is great. Influences. When I was maybe 10 or 12 years old, my grandmother gifted me a Dungeons & Dragons monster manual she picked up from a thrift store. Immediately, I fell in love with this book, despite having no idea what its purpose was. I would scour its pages constantly, learning everything I could about its many, many imaginative creatures. Since I started developing games, I've very much wanted to make a game about the pure joy I experienced flipping through bestiary. Many games have featured in-game bestiaries, but rarely is it important to actually read through them in much detail. Bestiary. My first attempt at crafting a game based around my love for bestiaries was a game aptly titled Bestiary, a fantasy game in which you would play as a researcher. Oh, dude, is this guy hiring? Testing the dead bodies of monster corpses with various magical implements in an attempt to write an accurate bestiary entry for them, noting properties as you went. This prototype never really made it past the conceptual stage, with these concept art pieces and a crude, interactable UI being as far as I took it. I wasn't fully happy with this direction, as it was rather art-heavy, seemed too generic, and felt little like the activity that inspired it. Its eye is glossed over like a pearl. No signs of life, even when it was alive. Notes: fast, poison, weak to fire. New magic. Skip ahead a while, and my wife and I wind up both getting jobs as actors at a local fantasy theme park called Evermore Park. Have I heard of that, maybe? Wait. Why do I know that name? Oh no. Oh no. Is it a shit show? Oh, yeah, Jenny! Oh my god, shit. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's why I know it. Holy shit. In which she played a playful fairy and I voiced and puppeteered this big monster called the Fae King. Oh God, what was? Yeah, someone give us the TLDR because I don't quite remember what was such. I believe it was a giant shit show, but I don't remember why it was a shit show. Was it just that it was like over ambitious and failed dramatically or something like that? Yes, watch the video. But what was the deal with it? Millionaire wanted to make a Disney, imported gravestones for real ghosts. Never finished the buildingas. Gotcha. Okay. So just sort of a rich guy shit show type situation. Right, okay. Well, they're fine. They didn't do anything wrong. They're just fantasy fans and they got a job. They got a cool job. A rare job. Probably didn't make much money and it probably didn't last very long. Let's read the rest. The park gave a lot of improvisational freedom to its actors. Yeah, I bet. And my wife and I both wound up really stretching some creative muscles while we were there. Every day, this is great context. Every day we'd be crafting up stories on the spot for guests and improvising scenes with other actors. Eventually, many of the actors quit or were let go, but the park left a substantial creative void within many of the people who worked there, myself included. As time went on, I sorely missed performing and improvising with other actors and the constant but rewarding creative challenge of tale weaving and lore crafting on the fly. Yeah, so for them, the experience was like basically a fantasy themed Ren fair, like just total open ended. They could like because it was stupid and didn't have much intelligent structure to it. They kind of had free reign to do what they wanted to and just experiment and be creative and have fun. Yeah, paid LARP. Yeah. That's a really they got to take advantage of a really unique situation. Amazing. Ooh. 1-800-Bestiary. During the pandemic, as things felt increasingly dire and lonely, I wrote up a new design document entitled 1-800-Bestiary, a game about answering calls for a hotline that prescribes solutions to various kinds of monster infestations. A great idea. A great idea, as we now know. The hope was, with the caller angle, I'd be able to wrangle a bunch of actor friends into this fun and quick project, and maybe we'd all get a chance to recreate some of that creative spark. And I'd finally get a chance to scratch my childhood bestiary itch. Alas, other priorities came up, and with other projects I was developing, so 1-800-Bestiary remained on the back burner for another 3 years. Fungool. Wow, look at the design doc. A game about working in the help desk of a dark arts monster hunting service. You get calls from clients describing different monsters, and it's up to you to find out which monster best fits their description so you can prescribe them the appropriate solution. You have at your disposal several books worth of information on monsters and solutions. Ultimately, a game about being a dark arts scholar and the joy of research. Gameplay loop. You're at your desk with all your monster tomes at your disposal. Your answering machine will occasionally... Like, what it became makes a lot more sense, because why does this guy have tomes? Why is he a monk? Why does he have a phone? So this is good. Analog horror. Yeah. At the end of 2022. Yes, dude. Local 58. Gemini! Fuck yes. I called that shit. At the end of 2022, I released a horror game called Night Signal that I'd been trying to finish for the past few years. I'm going to have to fucking check that out then. And while the game didn't perform great financially, it sure seemed to resonate with those in YouTube's comment sections. Because I'm a weak human who craves validation, naturally I read each and every comment as it came in. Oh, read. I'd see some people say Night Signal reminded them of something called analog horror. I gave into curiosity and started going down this analog horror rabbit hole. Once again, I immediately fell in love. Here was this incredibly fascinating subgenre of horror that oozed with creativity in its second-hand approach to storytelling, all while being wrapped in an instantly recognizable and nostalgic aesthetic. Gemini Home Entertainment in particular quickly became a favorite. Huh? Oh, is that the design doc? Oh, it's just the fun ghoul. Nice. I don't really do reacts. I'm not a reactor. And I've always kind of been on the fence with, like, is that really okay to do? I don't know. Oh. That's actually from the monster manual. Ah, okay. So you didn't do the art there. There was just like cut and paste from stuff. Gotcha. Gemini Home Entertainment, by the way, just the fact that this, like me and this guy are like this, plus I called this. I'm just having a whole moment right now, okay? You need to give me this. Gemini Home Entertainment in particular quickly became a favorite, with its more subdued approach in presenting its horrors so matter-of-factly, buried inside informational videos about mundane topics like wildlife and camping. Ah, yes. And I wanted more of the video stuff this game was giving us. It just should have had more, because it was good and I liked it. The Lunar Archives. During my newfound love affair with analog horror, it occurred to me at some point that the genre would be a perfect match for 1-800-Bestiary's gameplay concept, and right away I revived the pitch and started on crafting a working prototype. I settled quick on a Windows 95 inspired interface, since analog horror was frequently channeling 90s era media formats, and it felt like the only natural digital equivalent. I only crafted this quick proof of concept piece before building the interface in-engine and iterating from there. Hell yeah. That's how you do it. That's what you do. The new working title was now Lunar Archives, as I tentatively decided the new concept would revolve around aliens. At this time, the idea was that the aliens/monsters could be from anywhere in the world, since that opened the largest number of creative possibilities. I struggled to come up with interesting monsters in such a broad setting, however, and it didn't really feel scary yet to read about a monster that lives nowhere near me. Oh yes, we still have the DLC. Yo, I thought of Papers, Please as well with this. Because it is, yeah, fucking hell. Which I've never played, but it did come to mind because I know what the gameplay loop is. It lives in your house. The bestiary's entries increasingly felt like they needed to be more personal to be scary, so I decided the monsters should all be things that live in your house. Out of curiosity, I asked my wife one day if she knew of any folklore about monsters that live in your house. The answer was goblins. Oh, hell yes, now we're talking. I excitedly grabbed one of my sketchbooks so I could doodle up some weird gobos and the new, more fitting title idea. Analog horror meets Papers, Please. Home Safety Hotline. Strange things happen in your home. This looks like a lemming from the game Lemmings, like without a torso. I suppose that's ultimately what Hobbs ended up looking like. Gobbing around. As soon as I started reading up on House Goblin folklore, I instantly felt like a kid again, and monster ideas just started flowing out. The first monster design I did was this first Hob photo. I dove right into Photoshop and started painting my interpretation of a little goblin into a photograph of a living room, Trevor Henderson style. I gave him little troll doll style tufts and some simple slits for eyes, trying to evoke a Guillermo del Toro-esque spirit of grounded, scary, but whimsical. Yeah, nailed it, I think. Hob anatomy. After drawing my first hob, I got a little carried away in my sketchbook, dreaming up different varieties of these weird little guys, and detailing how they would function. Different hair and false faces would denote different species, and bring them closer in line with the big-nosed goblin designs everyone is familiar with. Goblin anatomy. Calm, alert. Sometimes we'll grow fake nose and smile as defense coddle mechanism. Skin sheds when fully transformed. Different species grow different hair patterns. Shedding when transformed. Fae for days. It didn't take long for me to go deep diving into Wikipedia to discover even more stories of Fae and begin interpreting them under the lens of my newfound design ethos, treating each creature as though it were simply some kind of bizarre animal. Very, very, very good. Creative liberties. The idea for the inflatable trolls came from a mix between the folklore of trolls and spriggans, where spriggans were said to be small creatures that could grow to enormous size. When I read this, it made me think of pufferfish, and I laughed as I tried to picture what such a creature would look like when deflated. I gave this ability to the trolls because folklore usually portrayed them as too big to enter people's homes, and spriggans felt like they had plenty of distinctive qualities already. Strange hole on top looks vaguely like a mouth. It is. Singing shrooms. Harmless mushrooms that grow from walls and floor. Tasty. Warning. If they start to sing, evacuate immediately. I do like bestiaries. I liked reading all this stuff, and I like reading this. I think that adding the mundane stuff was actually a touch of genius, because it really was fun to think about house fires, as I had mentioned while we were playing. I really like the idea of them being treated like they were alive and or supernatural entities. It was just good. It was just a good thing to do. Oh, wow. Why did I do this to myself? When drawing monsters, frequently I find myself having to paint the entire monster in order to get certain poses to feel accurate, before erasing parts of them later to hide them behind some furniture or blurring them to oblivion. I'd fucking do the same shit. And then, of course, they would be crushed into tiny pixels by the end anyway. Less is more, after all, but I still had to draw the more to get there. Yeah, I mean, yes. That is also how I think about things and work. Same exact sort of thing. Silly scares. I'm scared by a lot of stupid, silly things. As such, both humor and horror can feel like one and the same sometimes. When I read about the stories of the puka who pretends to be a horse just to buck people around to scare them for a laugh, I thought of what the indoor modern equivalent might be, and immediately thought of those viral photos of tiny dogs creepily staring at their owners. This is the result, and it might be my proudest artistic achievement. It's pretty good. It's a creepy image and kind of upsetting. Yokai.com. No, I never have. That would have come in handy a few years ago or whatever when I did the well, gosh, it was many years ago now, but when I did the yokai themed SCREAMADAY theme. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, there are fuck tons of yokai. Just shit tons. It is basically the Japanese SCP before SCP is what yokai are. Thank you for this link. Thank you for this very good link. I've never seen this before. Gonna add that to my favorites. Yeah, that's very cool. Gnome problem. These gnomes in particular may have suffered the most from the reduction in image fidelity when compared to their paintings. So here they are in all their higher definition glory. Check them out. Check out them little guys. To be honest, I don't think I ever noticed this one. I don't remember what one this is supposed to be. Is this the attic gnome? This one, though. That's great. It's much more clear that he is on the inside of the window in this case. Very cool. Spriggan Spry. The Spriggan, by far, may be the hardest creature to spot. Yeah, when we were looking at this, I did not see this. Because there was so much, it's like perfectly camouflaged. Look at it. There it is. There might even be... No, that might not be part of it. So it looks like this. What the fuck? I've asked playtesters to try and find the Spriggan. No one has found the Spriggan. I could consider this a failure on my part as a designer, but instead I left it as is in the final product. Make of this what you will. I fucking love this guy. This is so good. Troll in focus. The troll is another creature that I had painted in far more detail before blurring him to hell and back. So here he is in all his wrinkly, deflated glory for your viewing pleasure. I like it. It looks like a mid shot of what happened to Stay Puft in Ghostbusters, maybe, or Michelin Man having just an awful day. The bog. So I thought the boggart picture was really good. The boggart is maybe the most traditionally spooky creature I've designed for HSH, with his uncanny human-like face and long, slender figure. After reading into Bogart lore and finding out they are sort of the forefathers of our modern-day boogeyman, it seemed only fitting to make the Bogart more traditionally ghoulish. Yeah, really good. Looks great. Scruffy fellow. So that's what you are. The trash gnome was inspired by a fan suggestion, described as Oscar the Grouch, but worse. I thought of a muppety creature with a large mouth that lives in trash was too entertaining to pass up. To create the trash gnome, I took a photo of a raccoon and rearranged the eyes and head to create our scruffy little friend here. The fuck? This is once again another creature where I created more than would be seen in the end result. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Self-writing entries. To source photographs for entries, I would browse free-use CCO photography libraries for photos that looked like they would be perfect for photoshopping a monster within. But on occasion, I would stumble upon a photograph that was so intriguing on its own, I would be inspired to write an entry for it as is. This photo, for example, by Tasha Kamrowski, was immediately captivating and inspired the mirror nymph entry on its own. I changed the skin tone up the creep factor slightly, but the photo is otherwise unaltered. Me and this guy work in exactly the same way. And yes, I fucking love this art book. This is fantastic. This is so good. I love this so much. What the fuck? Hidden in plain sight, making people question ordinary objects in their home is both quite funny and quite creepy. And that's something these fan-suggested entries, Soap Sprite and Laundry Gnome, who I never saw. I never saw this. Exhibit pretty well. You saw him? I never saw this. I saw towels. Did not see this. Oh, wow. Okay, these have a lot more detail than we could see. Sprightly little fellows. The design for sprites was intended to be a mix between mosquitoes and more traditional fairy designs. In general, I am frightened of most flying insects, and so I wanted the idea of having a little fairy in your home to give people like me the shivers. Yeah, fair. I really like the weird, like, sort of slit eyes thing that he does for all this stuff. You're a wizard. The Warlock Remnant is, in fact, an edited photograph of me wearing a Halloween mask from my childhood, along with a cheap vampire costume I had from past Halloweens. Felt cute, might delete later. Exclusive deals. The concept of coupons came about after I received feedback from demo players asking for more motivation for playing the game well, since playing the game poorly would net you more interesting content in the form of the consequence calls. I thought that pointless employee discounts for products offered by HSH would make for funny yet lore-heavy content for high-scoring incentives, and based the look of the product images off of 90s infomercial ads. Excuse me. Ah, cool. A ratty end. Originally, the game over ending was much simpler and to the point, with Carol firing the player and wiping their memory before sending them on their way. After the promotion ending was written, it was decided to come up with something a little more whimsical for the game over to better suit the world of HSH. Inspired by Roald Dahl's The Witches, nice, we came up with the idea that Carol should turn the player into a mouse instead. On the morning of the shoot, I molded these props from air-drying clay, painted them with acrylic paint, and then hastily glued some faux craft store fur onto them. David then held these in front of the camera while I filmed the ending on my living room floor. Riddle me this. Originally, the player received their promotion at the end of their shift on Saturday, but it felt a bit too abrupt to go from an otherwise normal work day to the game's fantastical ending in the span of a single call. After a bit of brainstorming, we wound up coming up with a dedicated final trial day, where you would be called by cryptic cloaked callers, testing your knowledge with riddles, all without having access to your database of information. Pace yourself. When the game's ending was written, in order for music to be composed for it early on, this crude animated storyboard or animatic was created in order to dictate the pacing and structure of the ending so music could be written for it. The animatic and music would later also serve to guide the pacing of the actual shoot, with David shouting out the appropriate cues as we filmed. The promotion crown. The promotion crown was a unique prop I hot glued together out of various craft store materials, including a small wreath, little curvy sticks, and fake mushrooms. Given the player is only getting their first promotion, the materials involved are all more crude and common than the more lavish crown that Faye Carroll wears. Faye Carroll's makeup. In addition to playing the role of Carol, Courtney also designed the final makeup and costumed look for Faye Carroll in the game's ending cutscene, depicting Carol in her truer, more ancient form. In Courtney's own words, "I want to look like a proper swamp witch." Amazing. She did amazing. Faye Carroll's costume was also pieced together by Courtney herself, utilizing stressed netting, faux moss, a stressed black skirt, and finally topping it all off with a crown fashioned from faux twigs and leaves. Incredible. So good. It's all so good. Good shit. Amazing. I love this. I love this. I love them. And this is great. And I like it. Seasonal worker. I'm just curious what this has for us. Logging in user Rebecca. Oh, should we save this for Dino Crisis? That's a weird sentence to hear if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Welcome back. Rebecca, all of us here at HSH are ever grateful for your annual service during one of our busiest and most vital work weeks. While we only get to experience your talents for 1 week every year, We just want you to know you are highly valued here. I can't read apparently, and an important member of the HSH family. Best of luck this year, Rebecca. We're all counting on you. Best, HSH Corporate. Rebecca from Rodney. Dog. I heard you were back in the office today. You aren't going to forget about coming to say hi to your best pal Rodney from IT, are you? I know you wouldn't dare forget. Remember, I got serious dirt on you, dog. Some of us actually remember last year's Christmas party, XD. Anyway, glad to have you back. See you around, Rodney. Aw, I'm sorry, BFA. That's so... Daily Twilight Report, 12/22/96, from HSH Observatory. Daily Twilight Report. Yeah. Phenomena first sighted in Nunavut at approximately 0400 hours. Estimated proximity is around 300,000 miles, or 482,803.2 kilometers. Current risk profile, low to moderate. Now, this is some SCP shit here. Also, this is just... Oh, well, whatever. Wait, someone actually wasn't? Oh, yeah, I guess Kingfisher, you're new here, huh? You don't know about Dino Crisis? Yeah. It was an in-joke. You know, since we're all showing stuff off, well, hold on a sec. One moment, please. Let me see if I can find it. And if it will work. Maybe? Unexpected token assert? Oh. Well. Hold on. Trying to remember how this worked at all. Unexpected token assert. Index. Blah blah. Why is it saying unexpected token assert? Basically, I just want to show you something that also I kind of have dabbled in similar stuff to like what Home Safety Hotline is also doing. Where is this even occurring? Where's this assert at? Assert? Start James. Assert type Jason. And it doesn't like that. Why? Aha! It won't probably work correctly, though. The Dino Crisis Hotline. Yeah, that's basically what this is. One problem with this is I did make it run poorly on purpose. I think it crashed already. Dino data is not defined. So why, I don't know why I have this assert here. Oops. Will it work without the assert? No. Oh, hold on a second. I have an idea. I think I know what's wrong here. I am remembering that I had some issues. There was some fuckery with Chrome, and Firefox just might prevent that way of loading JSON files. But I'm going to try Chrome instead. It might cooperate with us. Failed to load module JavaScript module script. Expected a JavaScript module script. Server responded with MIME type JSON. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so like this just doesn't work. Okay, I think I remember having to do so. I had to like load Chrome in a certain way. I wonder if I could just, you know, do this differently entirely. If I do it like this, will it be able to access the data? No. With? Oh, okay. This was a while ago. Thank you for finding that so quickly. Okay, with. Got bamboozled. I think you were right. Dino Park Systems. Is this interactive? Oh my god, it is. I made this interactive? I must have done that for debugging. Hey! There it goes. Oh. With everything that it does, it has to load from the CD-ROM. I mean, it doesn't have to load from the CD-ROM, because there isn't a CD-ROM. But that's how I made it. No, hell no. I mean, arguably you could put it on a CD and have it force open full screen or whatever and really pretend, but I didn't do anything special to make it like a real CD multimedia application or anything like that. And it just auto runs through Dinofax. Yes, when I was making this, that's what I had in mind, was like, you know, like the Encyclopedia Britannica. I think there was one in particular. What was the one that was like the big multimedia CD-ROM encyclopedia? Can't remember. Oh, Encarta. Encarta. Yeah. Yeah. It was so much fun to dig through that stuff. Way better than shit we have now, like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not like, man, if you didn't experience Encarta, you just don't know. It was like the fucking Library of Alexandria on your computer, but it had like videos and interactive stuff and photos, and it was just way more engaging, and it was fun to browse it and learn and do stuff. Was that Chew that we just passed? So we had people submit their own dinosaurs. I think it's in a debug mode because it recognizes that it's not in OBS. Also, something is really going wrong with the timer. The timer is very unhappy right now. I don't know why. Maybe it is. It's like 2 timers counting down at the same time. Both are counting down. Hi. We were just revisiting Legally Distinct Dino Park.
You have a special job. Remember the forbidden treat that was on the couch? You
Yeah.
say you're gonna pick up? Well, they decided to play soccer with it, and now I don't know where it is. So
Okay.
now you have to find that before we can sit on it.
Okay. I will do that then. I have a job to do. So I think we will call it here. We will start Seasonal Worker tomorrow. And yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed. This was awesome. I really loved going through the art book for that game because that was so... I just really vibed with that very much. It was pretty cool.
Is this the one we played last year?
No, Dino Park? We did that 3 years ago, I think. Did we do Dino Crisis now? Yeah.
We did like Dino November. It was like...
I just brought this up because it was sort of relevant in terms of like kind of being in that style of trying to be 90s.
Yeah. Like Jurassic Parky.
Right? Don't you love the disc drive sound? It's so nostalgic. I mean, for me it is. I love it so much. It feels realish. And the progress bar that skips along instead of actually smoothly traveling or anything like that. It's like very much how CD reading went.
It's way quicker though.
Oh, well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I have it in a debug mode. I think I actually had like a try to be real mode when it was actually live where it would
Oh my god.
it was way slower, and yeah, this was just so I could let it flip through quickly and I could make sure everything looked good, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I still remember when you got me that iMac. And
Yeah.
I played Aladdin on it.
Yeah.
And like every time I wanted to like load one of the mini games, I had to like leave the room. Like it took so fucking long to get into every single one. And I mean they weren't hard or like complex. It was like
Yeah.
card matching. And like it took a full like minute to like 3 minutes to get into it. It was insane.
Yeah. Ah, God, I want to play with old computer stuff again, y'all. My, hypothetically, my, special monitor should be coming sometime within the next couple of months.
They said they're shipping out.
Well, so the crate is coming across the ocean. I don't know if it's arrived yet. It may have. In which means they should be assembling and packing and soon shipping. Yep, I still have the old gateway. I just we didn't bring any of the PC monitors when we moved, which sucked because we could have brought 1 or 2 of them and it would have been fine.
We could have brought all of them.
Yeah.
That whole thing still makes me mad.
So I don't have any cool PC monitors anymore. I'm gonna find the one for you real quick. I'm trying to remember what they are
I'm
called.
so sorry.
I can't remember. Oh! I remember now. Yeah. Well, I found the Kickstarter. It's by Checkmate. This here. So I was on this campaign, and it's just a cool, yeah, it's a cool monitor that supports like everything. So I'll be able to run all of the old computers through it: the Atari, the Tandy, the Apple IIe, all that stuff. It will support it all, as well as the Gateway. So
I still feel really bad for the dude that made that.
oh, I haven't been following the tracking Kenosis. Oh yeah,
With
because
the
of
whole
the
process of like, yeah, we got it, and then like everybody's like, okay, well that's way more than we thought it would be, so I can't really afford that. And then like with the weird payment thing, and it's like,
yeah, there was, so for those of you who don't know, there was some drama where apparently a lot of people didn't understand. Well, there, I guess it's partly on the creator, because things changed along the way too. But this is one of the most communicative Kickstarter runners that I've ever seen.
yeah,
Like, too communicative, I would say. But things sort of changed along the way because they were figuring stuff out as they went. So the like started with, well, you're buying the chassis now. We don't have the screen figured out yet, but that's going to cost more, so you're going to have to buy that when that comes. So that meant that inevitably you were going to be paying more in the end. And then they had partnered with a credit card processor that bailed on them after everybody had paid. It was like they had received like $300,000 or something like that, and then the credit card processor was like, nah, actually. So everybody had to get refunded. And then there was a long period of time where the only way you could pay was through like sending a wire or using services that people weren't as familiar with, like Wise or whatever. And then more recently, he got credit card processing again. But there was, so the difficulty is that caused issues with, like, when you're talking about something where you're ordering something from a factory in China, you have to order like 1,000 at a time. So the objective was to make 2,000 in 2 batches. Trouble is, if the backers don't pay, how do you get the second batch?
but
You know?
like, I feel like they should have made the initial one so much larger, like the initial thing, because yeah, putting down $100, I think, or was it even less than that? It was like 50. Like, it was not.
I put
a
down,
lot.
I think I put down like $100 initially,
Yeah.
or around that. It was pounds actually, so it's more than 100.
Okay,
I
but
think
like
it was
100 pounds, and then it turned out to be like 600 pounds bottom.
Yes, but again, things changed because
No,
like the
I know, but like
better
they
screen
knew
and
that like it was going to be a lot more than that. So like if they would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
put
yeah.
down like 400 pounds, like
Yeah.
that would have been like, okay, well I need to add a little bit extra. Like that would have been fine.
Yeah,
But,
I don't
like,
know. I don't know why they did it that way. I don't know what the rationale was. Like they could have had people put more down up front. I think people still would have backed it. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have been backed if they had done that. It's hard to say.
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
it's a lot more than just a monitor, though.
It's
There's a whole back plane, and there's basically these ports to insert other devices. So they fucking made their own scaler. It's based off of a GBC control or whatever that one was called, but they enhanced it. So they built their own scaler that inserts into the monitor. It lives in the monitor and does stuff. GBS control, thank you. And then there's like a module so that you can put a mister inside of it. It has this special backplane for connecting extra functionality to the monitor internally to support all kinds of shit and custom shit, like whatever you want down the road. So it's a cool project.
yeah, it's worth it. It's worth the price that it is but like that's a really big jump.
Yeah. There's a whole Nostalgia Nerd has a video on it on his channel. A Mister, which is a FPGA emulation device. So it's MIST all caps and then ER lowercase.
It would be funny if it also had a Mister in it.
Yeah. It's definitely for weird little freaks like myself. And I can see how if you just viewed it as, oh, it's just a monitor, then it would seem like, what the fuck? But it has a lot more going on. It's sort of like the ultimate retro monitor for everything other than like retro consoles, but also retro consoles.
Oh.
Like I'm gonna prefer my PVM for retro consoles, but for old PCs, this is gonna be the monitor for that. Although I think I'd like to still try to find a nice real PC monitor at some point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The other thing that's nice about this is it's a slimmer form factor than a big ass fucking CRT.
And probably like 30 pounds lighter.
Yeah. If it wasn't as expensive as it was, I wish I could have got two. So
I know,
could
we
each have
talked
one and
about
have
it.
it set up.
We did talk about it, but that was a lot to throw down.
And it's magic, yeah. But yeah. Whatever the case, they saw it through, and I'm really excited to have it in hand. I'm looking forward to
Also,
playing with that.
Wild dinosaur outfits or costumes are probably on the sheet. Do you need me to go get one so we can put in bun?
I'm not going to add anything else to this fucking thing.
But we should. She would be really cute as a little dinosaur.
God.
You want to be a little dinosaur?
I love doing crap like this, though. I wish I had time to just do shit like this. Like, this here is on the road towards, like, some of you may recall the Sega CD Jurassic Park game we did. And I mean, I could make like a point-and-click adventure game that looks and behaves like this. It just has like this CD-ROM aesthetic, and it has the sound effects and all this shit, and then it's like a park monitoring game or something like that, you know? Like, I can just see that. I mean, this whole aesthetic is already kind of set up for it. This would be your window on the left side, and you could, like, switch between cameras. We could have done that for the observation duty ripoff. But your observation duty is Jurassic Park. You have to monitor the dinosaurs in the park or something.
Did you ever play that one? Where it's like a zoo park? It had like terrible reviews. It was the one with the giraffe that turned into a weird fucking
Oh no,
monster.
I didn't play it because of the terrible reviews. It made me very sad because the trailer, it was called fuck.
It was like Zootopia, but it wasn't that.
No, not Zootopia.
But yeah,
It was Zoophobia, I think.
Yeah. No.
And the trailer looked incredible. It was Zoocosis, thank you.
Zoocosis, which
Yeah.
is actually a real thing.
Yeah, the trailer for it is insane. It looks terrifying.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it looked like it had really nice aesthetics, like it looked like it had good graphics and stuff, but apparently it was just shitty, and the trailer was essentially a lie. So, yeah, it truly made me very sad.
It was definitely, you could tell it was like the trailer was what they want the game to be,
Yeah.
but they never really
I wish it was.
got it. Yeah.
I really wish it was. The giraffe creature thing was especially terrifying, and what really sold it was the thing of like the process. You could see the giraffe becoming sick, and then it like, you know,
Yeah.
just it reminded me of The Thing. Oh well. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank you very much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed, and tomorrow we will do some more Home Safety Hotline, but seasonal worker. We'll see what that has for us. I'm excited. Until then, have a good night, everybody. See you next stream.